Hello and welcome to this special edition of Wilderness Days. It was Rudyard Kipling of the Jungle Book fame who once commented that the female of the species is deadlier than the male. To prove the point, we are presenting a true story which perhaps has no parallel in the Indian wildlife. It involves two headstrong tigresses and how a protracted battle between them changed the course of their lives.
Something strange and sinister has happened at the world-famous Doordarshan National Park in Madhya Pradesh. Arguably one of the finest places in India to see a wild tiger. The incident and its ongoing ripple effects have already shaken the belief of those who consider a tiger as a perfect gentleman. Unless, of course, it turns into a man-eater, and that it harbors no ill feelings towards members of its own species. Well, the belief got shattered recently. It so happened that a tigress not only killed another tigress after a protracted 6-month-long battle of wits, but also ate the victim. Now this is something which has never happened, or at least been documented in any other part of India. The irony is that of all the national parks and sanctuaries, Bandhavgarh tigers are considered most peaceful. Celebrity tigers like Sita and P2 have added to this image of Bandhavgarh. So what went wrong? A tiger eating another tiger is a phenomenon not heard of anywhere else. Before we proceed with the details of this unusual story, let us first show you the tranquil world of Bandhavgarh tigers. Not for nothing has Bandhavgarh become a photographer's delight. Here one finds tigers who are at peace with themselves. You can even call them happy tigers. The abundant prey base ensures that the big cats do not cross each other's paths or resort to devious tactics. So what really happened which broke the unwritten jungle law in Bandhavgarh?
A tiger eating another tiger is an extremely rare phenomenon. Our team in Bandhavgarh was there to document the key points of this raging animosity between Langdi and Kankati. We will come back after a short break because the story is still not over.
let's begin from the beginning. It was in December 2010 that this magnificent tigress occupied the Chakradhara grasslands of Bandhavgarh, along with her 2 young cubs. Anybody who visited Bandhavgarh during this period was sure to have come across this peaceful, contented family of 3. There was no way one could have missed them, and the family members were least shy of the shutterbugs haunting them day in and day out. The mother tigress went by the name of Langri because of a defective leg which gave her a permanent limp. But otherwise, she remained calm and collected and had little problems in bagging prey for itself and its cubs. Everything was proceeding fine for Langri and her 2 cubs, till the arrival of Kankatti. The tigress with a ruptured ear on the scene. It was, in all probability, the attraction of the prey-rich Chakradhara which brought Langri and Kankatti on a collision course. It was a prime territory of Bandhavgarh which Langri was occupying and which Kankatti was now eyeing. According to the forest officials and those watching the increasing friction between the 2 tigresses, the first territorial fight between them took place in January of 2011. Kankatti got defeated in this fight and promptly disappeared from the scene.
कनकटी जो थी वो झुजरा फीमेल की बच्ची थी, छोटी बच्ची थी, 3 में से दूसरी नंबर की फीमेल थी। और जब वो बड़ी हुई और उसने टेरिटरी बनाना शुरू किया तो उसी दौरान उसने सिद्ध बाबा चक्रधरा की तरफ अप्रोच किया। और जब इस तरफ वो आई तो इधर पहले से ही लंगड़ी टाइग्रेस यहाँ पे थी। और जब उसने कोशिश की उससे फाइट करने की तो एक फाइट में तो उसने उसको हरा दिया और लंगड़ी वो फाइट जीत गई थी।
The battle over, Langri and her cubs heaved a sigh of relief. She must have felt immensely relieved and safe. That's because normally, once a tiger gets pushed out of a territory after a fight, it doesn't return to that area. But as events during the next 3 months proved, Kankatti was not a normal tiger. Hiding somewhere in the corner of the park, she started nurturing a grudge towards Langri, a very un-tiger-like behavior. A grudge it was, which soon turned into a full-fledged fury, leading to a battle for which there is no precedence in any other national park in the country. The fight to finish between Langri and Kankatti took place in the March of 2011. This time, though, Kankatti was armed with much more than just a desire to grab Chakradhara. It was her brewing anger against Langri which exploded in the second round of her fight for territory. Not only did Kankatti emerge victorious in this fight, she even killed and ate Langri.
Second time I think the fight happened, and it was a very severe battle because in this fight Leb Tigress died, and the most unfortunate thing that happens in tiger's life is cannibalism, and that happened that day. Kankatti feed on Lem Tigress.
Bandhavgarh authorities and even wildlife experts were stunned at the sudden turn of events. A tiger killing and eating another tiger. That was unheard of.
On 5th of March, there was one person who took photography permission for the whole day, and he hired one elephant. And they saw Kankati tigress moving towards Barua Nala. And when the tigress was moving towards Barua Nala, the elephant was following it. And when the tigress climbed over a hill and the elephant reached at the top of the hill, they saw a scene in which this Kankati tigress was eating another tigress. And that is how we came to know about that she has already killed the Chor Behra tigress. And after that, Chor Behra tigress's 2 cubs shifted to Khitauli area.
By the time a trained elephant reached the scene of the battle, only a few remains of Langri's devoured body could be found. The incident once again proves how little we know about the mysterious ways of the tiger.
As for Langri's cubs, the sudden death of their mother was perhaps the biggest shock of their young lives, and they still had to reckon with the killer tigress.
The story, however, does not end here. After losing their mother to Kankati, the 2 cubs of Langri, a male and a female, developed a mortal fear of the killer tiger. So much so that every time Kankati appeared in the grasslands, the 2 terrified cubs would bolt from the area altogether. It was obvious the duo did not feel safe in the presence of their mother's killer. These developments also kept the Bandhavgarh authorities on tenterhooks for several weeks. An eagle eye was kept on Kankati, as also on the 2 cubs of Langri, to ensure that they remained out of harm's way. Thereafter, our team spotted Kankati several times in the Tala range of Bandhavgarh. had got injured in the conclusive fight with Langri, but otherwise she behaved normally. At last, it seemed, the terrible revenge she had exacted from Langri cooled off her boiling temper. She even mated successfully with Bamera tiger, the dominant male of the Tala range. Langri's cubs, meanwhile, took refuge in the nearby Khetoli range of Bandhavgarh. This is where they are staying now, at a safe distance from the tigress which ate their mother.
Though they were grown up, but still, even the grown up cubs are nothing in front of a skilled prime tiger or tigress. Fortunately, Langri's cub crossed the road and went into Khetoli zone, and still they are living there. They hardly go into Tala area these days. So that way, Langri died, and that was unfortunate.
As for the killer, Kankati, she is now a happy mother. She gave birth to 3 cubs in September 2011. These bundles of joy have now become the major attraction of Bandhavgarh. Kankati's roars can often be heard in the Chakradhara and Churbera areas of Bandhavgarh. These sound like roars of contentment and not of simmering anger. At last, she seems to have found peace in motherhood.
We hope the story of Kankati and Langri have made you aware of those aspects of a tiger's life which are still considered to be wrapped in mystery. Now let's move over to the video of the week. This is one section where our viewers can send us amateur videos of wildlife and environment. And if they're interesting enough, we would love to telecast them in our show. That's all we have in this episode of Wilderness Days. Next week, we'll come up with lots of interesting stories. We'll tell you how a tiger has reached the outskirts of Lucknow